Hey everyone, Wissam Bazzi and welcome to the broadcast. I have another great email that came in and it's pretty much talking about being overwhelmed, what happens when we get really hit by life, and some of the things that we go through when not just one thing happens, but multiple things happen and they come at us at once. What do we do in this situation? So I'm going to go through that, but in the beginning of this, I want you to understand that ultimately before you do anything in life, they kind of sit in 6 categories. Number 1, in terms of, it could be your family, finances, self-development, spirituality, community, and health. Those are the 6 main categories that everything that you do basically goes into. So you got to look at every situation and try to balance those things. It's almost like trying to balance 6 plates, spinning plates. If you've ever seen somebody spinning plates, you have to be able to balance that and you have to get them to go on their own. And the way you do that is to kind of really work on one of them, the finances, the family, the self-development, the spirituality. All these things, you have to be able to get them in one point of your life, all spinning at the same time with ease. That's not an easy thing that's easy to say, but it's very difficult to do. Now, let's go through the email. And he says, hey coach, just had a long talk with my girlfriend. Okay, I explained I'm giving up balance now to gain balance later, with her later, okay? But she said balance right now is important because we will still grow together as a couple. Okay, so that's one thing he's going through. He's probably putting in a lot of time at work, and she's kind of, waiting for his time now because he's constantly at work doing his thing. And sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes, especially if you're a male and you're very driven in terms of these kinds of things and you're high achievement motivation, sometimes you may start neglecting your relationships. And if the other person feels secure by giving them time, okay, you're asking for a whole lot of trouble there because it's just a bad combination to be in. But I'll go a little bit further and then I'll kind of delve into that. My sister is now in the hospital, so here's another thing he's dealing with. Dad's health is not going well. So that's 3 things. Mom needs my help and my girlfriend needs me around. He's literally dealing with 5 different things at once. Now, really pay attention to this and what I'm going to give you, because once you learn these kind of couple aspects, when you get in these situations, you'll start seeing why you need to do what you need to do and how to look at these situations. These situations are the best building blocks for your character and your personality. You gotta understand that. This is a gift. When you start seeing that in life, you start seeing your potential and where you can go. Here's how it works. A lot of us, when we're facing challenges, here's what happens to us. To be in a best state of optimal performance, you have to get into a stage called flow. Flow is naturally a natural state that your high skill set is facing a high challenge. Where does flow sit? Flow sits in your discomfort zone. That's where flow sits. Now, that means you have to step out your comfort zone. Now, what happens in this discomfort zone? You have 2 things. You have hope and you have fear. Now, if you're too hopeful, you're going to jump out of your comfort zone into the discomfort zone and you're going to be overconfident. Okay? You're going to pursue and you're going to be in the zone of what? Overconfidence. Okay? You're going to overstretch where you need to be. If you are underconfident, you're not going to step out of your comfort zone. That's when you have too much fear. Here's what happens. If you look to the challenge, and I'm saying challenge for a reason. If you have hope and you have fear at good equation, where fear makes you precautious, hope makes you ambitious, okay? If you do this right, you have just enough hope and just enough fear, you'll actually set the diameter of your discomfort zone, where you don't jump too far and you don't stay within your comfort zone where it's too little. You don't do too little. That's how it works. Now, this is where mentorship comes in and why you need a mentor. A mentor is going to push you out or they're going to hold you back. You're going too far. Relax. Okay, be patient. Or you're trying to do what? You're not pushing yourself out enough, so they push you out. That's how it works. So you got to be very careful with that. But here's the main thing. If you have hope and fear, where you have good dose of both, here's what happens. You're looking at it as a challenge. And you're going to look at your perspective is going to be a challenge. If you have too much fear, you're going to look at it as a threat. And if you have too much hope, you're going to be way too rash and you're going to be overconfident. If you have too much hope, it's a problem. And if you have too much fear, it's a problem. You need a good dose of both, and you need to balance that where you don't overstretch yourself. When you do that, you'll take on the challenge and you'll get into flow. Flow is something very special. High challenge, facing high skill. You're fusing yourself and you become in the moment. It's something incredible to go through. And people, like in terms of studies, high performers can put themselves in flow at 79% of the time. That's what studies indicate. So that's not a light number. 8 out of 10 times, okay, they can put themselves in a state of flow. So it's a mental state that's overcoming any situation. So from here, that's really understand that and really go through that. And I'm going to put up the diagram and you're going to be able to see it, and maybe I'll put it in the description. But from there, you're going to understand how life works. Now, you're not just given one challenge, you're being handed 4 or 5 at the same time. How do you balance all that? And this is what happened. Plus, I have a legal case going on. Oh, I didn't see this. Now, okay, now he's got a 6th problem, and there's just more things are just happening. Man, you're blessed beyond belief. But here's how it works, okay? I don't know how to balance, here's the question. I don't know how to balance that with training, especially since I'm going hard plus for a certain position he's going for, and I'm just gained 5 people in the last 2 weeks. So he's doing really well at work, and he's putting in a lot of time, but there's a lot of chaos going on in his life. Let me explain something to you here. Okay, the way your brain works. I'm going to take you to a little bit physiology of the brain. Your right hemisphere literally deals with chaos. Your left hemisphere deals with order. What that means, that's why you have on the left side, that's connected to language. It's a lot of detail and order. And that's why a lot of people are right-handed, okay, because it's order. It's all about order, because the left brain controls the right side of your body. So from here, and the left, and the right side of the brain is connected to negativity and negative emotion. It's literally connected to that. And from there, you start seeing how these 2 components of the brain work. And the way that works is the brain updates itself. So you have models of the world here, and you have new models that are being constructed here on the right side versus the left side. Whenever you're dealing with these situations, like you have 6 situations going on here, you know what's going to happen to the left side of the brain? This side's going to overactivate. You're going to have a whole lot of negativity. It's associated with negative emotions in terms of the right side of the brain. So you're going to get out of balance, and what's going to happen to you, this is going to try to update. The brain's going to try to update from one side to the next. You're going to blow this out. It's like you got way too much going on. Stepping back is one key, all right? Stepping back, looking, trying to see how to organize things. But here's the plan. I'm going to give you a strategy of how to do this, okay? So I'll finish up the email and I'll give you the strategy. I want to be a director and handle this better, but I'm too overwhelmed and I don't know how I should be thinking. Okay, here's the way you should be thinking. Number 1, step back, okay? You need to step back. Once you're trying to do way too much with too little time, you're not going to finish anything. Sit down with someone you respect, somebody if you have a mentor in your life, get your ideas on paper. That's number 1. Let them hear you out. The more you hear yourself talk and talk to someone, the more you're going to start making sense of things. Okay, what that tells me also is you're too nice of a guy. You don't know how to say no to people. That's a side note, okay? Learn how to say no to certain things. You have to learn how to do that. Now, a lot of these things are pressing because a lot of people you care about are asking for your time. They're trying to pull you apart. So what you need to do is get really, really organized and planned with your time. Here's the equation. Number one, if you do this right and you create time management, you're going to be able to manage your emotions. That's why you feel overwhelmed, because you're not managing your time. Time management is emotional management. Emotional management is what? Decision management. When you manage your time, you're going to feel okay. You're going to feel calm and collected, which actually produces serotonin. From there, if you are emotionally sound and stable, you know what's going to happen? You're going to make better decisions. So, time management, emotional management, decision management. Get your ideas on paper, and once you do that, you're going to get yourself to a better place. But from there, once you time manage, here's what happens. Set deadlines. Deadlines create what? Urgency and importance. These two set pretty much. The next stage would be prioritization, and from there, organization. Deadlines are the key. Get really good at using a calendar. If you just lay out a calendar, lay out your time, your efficiency will go through the roof. Actually, in psychological studies, people who actually utilize their time properly, they're off the charts. They can't even be compared to regular people in terms of their efficiency. You have a lot more power than what you think. Dig your heels in, okay? It's a time, and understand you're suffering, whatever you're going through. It does feel like suffering. Your situation and your trial has a deadline itself. It's gonna go. You're gonna surpass it. You're gonna go through it. Just understand that and think with the end in mind in terms of that. Whenever you get really hit by life, really start looking at your goals. That will give you good direction, okay? But that will remove the negative emotions that you have. And give people their time, but again, negotiate with them. Talk to them. Once, and I'll give you an example with one of my clients. He actually called me in one day, and it was a paid session, but from there, he's calling in, and he tells me, he's like, listen, I'm in my car, I'm about to cry, and I haven't seen my father in God knows how long. I said to him, okay, no problem. I said, if I can answer your equation and I can kind of deal with your situation and make you feel better emotionally, would you listen to everything I say from here on in? He's like, absolutely. So I told him, just pick up the phone, call your dad, and schedule something with him. Schedule in the future. The minute you do that, what happens? You're automatically going to feel better. Because now you've dealt with the problem of seeing that individual. Set hardcore dates and deadlines. That's your key. Once you do that, maintain them and hold yourself to them. If you can do that, I guarantee you will never feel overwhelmed to get to such a place that's going to really take you to another level. But understand, this is a gift because it's going to train you how to handle higher levels of responsibility. And responsibility is the natural drug of life. It's incredible what responsibility does, because almost all positive emotion is goal pursuit emotion. That means a goal is embedded with responsibility. When responsibility is embedded in a goal and almost all positive emotion is goal pursuit emotion, guess what? Responsibility triggers the same neural networks as drugs or alcohol. It's amazing. You can get high every day. You can do whatever you want, okay? In terms of these, and it's all legal. Just grab life and say, you know what, I'm going to challenge you just like you're challenging me. And I guarantee you'll get yourself to the next level. So thank you for the email. It's an amazing thing. And for your situation, man, push through. Keep your mind strong and push through. If you guys need my help in any which way, even from paid sessions or anything like that, or you just have something going on in life and you want to write me an email, I'll get to it as fast as I can in terms of these things. I have a few other ones I just came in the last couple days. So I really appreciate it, guys. I really appreciate what's going on. And just at the end of the day, whenever you get in these situations, man, just dig your feet in and just get ready and take on that challenge and say, welcome it. Say, you know what, give it a hug. This is, man, I don't want anybody to solve you but me. Take it on and to get yourself to the next level. And I'll see you guys next time.